Yo, what's up, Tron? Ain't nothing red. Hey, why you walking like that, dog? Hey, remember that female I was with last week, man? Yeah, that red bone. Yeah, man, she got me, dog. No, she didn't do it to you, homie. Yeah, man. It was either her or cousin, man. Oh, man, that's messed up there, boy. Try to tell me.
Stay in the microwave too long.
Wasn't that freak last week in the Ville that got me on my knees, damn near in tears. Early this morning with the drip so sad, maybe it's my fault. I wanted the hips bad. She was so fine and didn't look like a fire. I went in blind and now I'm pissing barbed wire. Man, oh man, why'd it have to be me? But better it's gonorrhea than HIV, cause I can go to the clinic, get it cleared right up with some bumblebee pills and a shot in the butt. But the worst thing is I can't sleep for a week, so I gotta dodge my girl till I'm back on my feet. I guess I tell her I'm doing a show somewhere in St. Pete until it touch the ceiling, drop snow on this heat. It's my own fault, that's what I get for tricking. Next time I jimmy up and won't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping. Slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping. Slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping. Slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
I'm trying to school my homies on the things I've learned, cause the little monster with the one I burned. But some other fellas don't seem concerned until it's too late to try to save that worm. From everything to the drips and a fake like death, hitting up the hot lips, no regard to their health. Not just with a sting, but a thing more tragic. Wrong one night fling, and you're out like magic. Cause in the 90s, it's a gamble with sex. That's why my lifestyle, straight latex. And never would I use competition brand X, cause they don't stretch to fit the neck when it flex. All I can do is pass the word to the brothers, the freaks and hoes, and at the shows, those brothers. And hope you think the next time you hit the covers, the life you save may not only be others, but your own. So when you're born, use protection or get caught slipping, looking for affection like I do.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping. Slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping. Slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping. Slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
My homie round the way like skis and no Jimmy. I tried to tell him about those freaky kind of women, but he never listened. Bear bike in the coochie. Now he kinda sick from getting with the wrong hoochie. He used to be thick round 217 because he liked the trick the doctor got in quarantine. Last week he passed the test and HIV positive. The virus doing the rest and HIV robbed. I kinda feel for him but hate to say it to his face, cause all the fellas ignoring. Oh well, what a waste. It ain't my fault he didn't heat the whole nation and straddle the paddle. Now he's an AIDS outpatient, drawing close to almost certain doom. It's been 3 years since they lowered the boom on my old homie, sex getting life crippling. A word to the why, don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping.
Don't get caught slipping. Slipping.
Don't get caught 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 slipping.
Just a word from these
Don't
fellas,
get caught
trying to let y'all know, Jimmy up. Talking to the fellas on the street, trying to tell them about that HIV. Gets no understanding though.
Don't get caught slipping.
Holla at them females, tell them fellas to Jimmy up.
Don't get
No
caught
word.
slipping.
Guess I gotta do a little something like this. Don't get caught slipping, know what I'm saying? Word from Condition Red.
Chipotle Honey Chicken is back. Grilled chicken, chipotle peppers, and pure honey. It takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
Where the hell is he?
Everybody listen up, cause I'm about to get my speak on. Fools be tripping when it's time to get they freak on. Running around town, putting it down without no protection for the erection. When it's time for selection, what's your direction? Before you make a choice, you better do some inspection. If you don't know my aim and don't know my game, then let me explain now. I used to slept with Mark and Mark slept with Tina. And Tina slept with Javier the first time he seen her. Javier slept with Lupe and Lupe slept with Rob. Cause he was rolling on beats and had a good ass job. Rob slept with Lisa who slept with Steve. And Steve was positive, HIV. What started off as a plan ended up in a plot. You better cool your ass off cause it's too damn hot.
Oh, it's too hot, too hot, too hot, lady. Gotta run for shelter, gotta run for shade. It's too hot, too hot, homie. Gotta make some sense from this mess that we made.
You're doing everything mama told you not to do. Now you're trying to walk away cause you know it's true. Your sister can't explain and your brother's ashamed to admit you both had the same last name. I don't have to ask you where you've been, cause the matches in your purse say Holiday Inn. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, that was a slogan. But now it's 95 and it's don't forget the Trojan. Explain it to a mama before somebody get her. Gotta hip her to the game of those smooth talking niggas. Love is a word seldom heard but often heard. Latex, safe sex, you better learn and get hip to the facts before you react or end up in the box on your back. Sometimes you ask for what you want and get what you got. Don't get caught up in the plot. It's too damn hot.
Oh, it's too hot, too hot, lady. Gotta run for shelter, gotta run for shade. It's too hot, homie. Gotta make some sense from this mess that we made.
Another day in the city and no what a pity. Even though we did our duty, things are still looking shitty. Everybody in a pack stack trying to make some scratch. Walking in the rain, but they ain't got no hat. Understand that we living in the 90s, look. Nuclear waste, cannibalism, and pistol smoke. Sex, lies, videotape, and break. Just a little bump and grind, conceal your fate. We need to do something drastic. Shit is getting tragic. And if you don't believe me, then go ask Magic. Everybody and their mama preaching abstinence. These kids ain't checking for apps to shit. So put a condom in their hand and hope it don't bust. Another victim of the lust and God we trust. What started off as a plan ended up in a flop. Water can't cool it off cause it's too damn hot.
Oh, it's too hot, too hot, lady. Gotta run for shelter, gotta run for shade. It's too hot, homie. Gotta make some sense from this mess that we made. It's too hot, lady. Gotta run for shelter, gotta run for shade. It's too hot, homie. Gotta make some sense from this mess that we made.
right. So let's do it. Let me get back to this. All right, so I just wanted to clear some things up real quick about this chick. I'll never let you get away with it. You'll never be able to sell her as if she's something great, and she isn't. I'll never let you do it, right? You dudes are 1,000% hoes. You women are 1,000% hoes. Every last one of you in the media, on podcasts, on YouTube, on social media. I'll never let you get away with it. And it's all about being responsible, doing your part to hold her accountable. That's the only way she's going to get better as a player. And if she can't get better as a player, then she doesn't deserve DEI awards, DEI spoils. And so I just want to clear that up because technically Caitlin Clark is DEI, and so too is Sophie, and so too is Lexi. But we're not going to get into that right now. So what I want to do is I want to show you, and this is something I've been telling you guys for a couple years now, that Caitlin Clark has been terrible with three-point shooting ever since the Big Ten tournament in 2024. That's when it started. For whatever reason, in the Big Ten tournament, she caught the yips. And she caught herpes. And herpes has now infected her entire game, especially shooting. And it has infected her fans and these grifters and clout chasers on YouTube and these podcasts, because now they have herpes. They have a disease and they just can't shake it. They can't get rid of it. There's no cure for it, right? That's why they're constantly ad nauseum trying to sell you on some BS, trying to sell you that they got some clean coochie, trying to sell you that they got some clean D, and they're loaded with disease, right? They're selling you that Caitlin Clark is clean coochie, that Caitlin Clark is still hoop, that Caitlin Clark is the Caitlin Clark from 2023, 2022, 2021, and that's not who she is, okay? But they have to do this because that's the only way that their channel could get substantial views, because they made their channel off of praising Caitlin Clark, okay? Without Caitlin Clark, they would have to go back to covering the NBA or hockey or something when they were only getting 16 views or nothing at all, because they literally just started their channels. And so that's what it is. So they need Caitlin Clark. And even if Caitlin Clark is terrible, they're going to try to tell you she isn't terrible. Or they'll do what that homosexual from New York dude is doing, calling himself Venom, with the face of an old man. It is ridiculous. But anyway, I want to bring that up because it's constantly he's attacking Stephanie White. And if you're from New York, all my people from New York, don't take offense to this, but you know the parts of New York I'm talking about, which is where he's from. He's 9 times out of 10 a homosexual. That's a fact. Most dudes from New York are gay or they're snitches or both, depending on where they're from. And that's where he's from. So I just wanted to clear that up. And that's why he do gay things like attacking Stephanie White, so he can use her as a scapegoat and low-hanging fruit to make sure that his channel is propped up by Caitlin Clark. He also come from that homosexual world of NBA 2K, okay, where a lot of those 2K YouTubers, not all of them, but a copious amount, they would do the same thing with a lot of their 2K content. So he's a homo from the 2K side, just like the Scottish dude. Homos from the 2K side and bringing that homosexuality over into the WNBA space by doing herpes things like attacking Stephanie White for no reason at all, outside of what? Other than what? To boost up his own channel, because his channel is dependent on Caitlin Clark being positive, Caitlin Clark being lava, being lit. So I just wanted to clear that up. I just wanted to clear all of that up. But she's been going through this crap. She's had herpes since the Big Ten tournament. Since the Big Ten tournament, she has herpes, and it hasn't changed. It is like Lexi Hall caught herpes in the tournament. I think she caught those herpes. I think it was in 2022. She caught the herpes, but Caitlin Clark caught the herpes in 2024. So let me read off of you what was going on. And I'll contextualize this and set it up for you the right way so you can clearly see it's never going to change if she doesn't do something about it. And it's getting worse. So you're going to see it gradually got worse. Okay, you're going to see a few bright spots, but I'll show you. So I asked Grok, Oh, I said prove. Anyway, provide me with Caitlin Clark's 3-point percentage for every game she played in the Big Ten tournament. Okay? So, because this is when it started. So, against Penn State in the quarterfinals 2024, she shot a terrible percentage. Grok couldn't get the stats, but it was a terrible percentage. You can see he said she had a cold shooting night from deep. The semifinals game against Michigan, she was 4 of 11, 36%, right? 4 of 11 is trash to me. It just is, okay? If you're a generational shooter, you got to be at 40% or above 40%. I might can accept 38, but 36 is trash. So when you see 4 of 11, just know 4 of 11 is trash. Now, if you saw 6 of 11, that's different. 7 out of 11, that's different. Hell, I might even accept 5, but 4 out of 11 is trash. So anyway, 36%. And then you go to the championship game against Nebraska, and she was 29%. She shot 17 threes and only made 5, y'all. 29%. So she was piss poor against Penn State. She was ho-hum against Michigan. And then she was absolute garbage, trash, dreck against Nebraska, 29%, right? So then I was like, give me her 3-point percentage, which I already knew this, but I'm setting this up for all of you, for the NCAA tournament. So once she leaves the Big Ten tournament, she enters the NCAA tournament in 2024. In the first round against Holy Cross, she was 33%, 3 of 9. In the second round against West Virginia, she was 35%. She shot 14 threes and only made 5. That's trash. Don't you ever in your life think 35% is good, because it isn't. 36% isn't good. 36% is good if you're a stretch 4, if you're a stretch 5, like a stretch big, a center. That's good. A 4 and a 5 shooting 35, 36%, that's good. But a wing and a guard, that's not good. I don't care what they tell you, it just isn't. So she was 33% against Holy Cross, 3 of 9. 35% against West Virginia, 5 out of 14, okay? Against Colorado, 27%. She shot 11 threes and only made 3 of them, 27%. Her best game was against LSU, where she went 9 of 20. That chick put up 20 threes. That's crazy. That's disgusting. So she had to get that type of volume to get this kind of number, but whatever. Let's be fair. She put up 23. She made 9 of them for 45%. That was her best game in the tournament, including the Big Ten tournament. And then in the Final Four game against UConn, she was 27%. And then against South Carolina, she had a bounce back game of 38%, but she shot 13 threes. She shot 13 threes, right? So a generational shooter should be in the 40s, 40 or above, okay? But that's what it is. So for the entire tournament, she was 35%. 35%, y'all. So you would say, well, that's good. No, that's terrible, actually. So watch this. Watch what happens when you go to her 3-point percentage, her rookie year in the WNBA. I'm showing you this because the levels, you guys, are getting more competitive. They're getting more difficult. So you go from the Big Ten tournament where you were trash, and then you move up, but yet it was still more respectable than the tournament. So you go through the tournament and you finish with 35%, right? So it's just trash. It's worse. Now, what do you think is going to happen when you go to the WNBA? Watch what happens to a 3-point percentage in the WNBA. A 3-point percentage, her rookie season in the WNBA. Watch what happens. 34%. So you see how it's getting worse from the Big Ten tournament, and then she gets to the NCAA tournament, the level of competition, and then she gets to the WNBA and she's 34%, right? That's piss poor. Don't you ever let them sell you that Caitlin needs to get back to that rookie year Caitlin. That rookie year Caitlin was pure trash. Oh, that was because it was an Olympic year. No, it wasn't. Not when you get to the NCAA tournament, right? So she was trash in the NCAA tournament. She was trash in the Big Ten tournament. So as soon as she got into the Big Ten tournament, Caitlin Clark caught herpes. She caught an STD, right? She caught a shooting 3 disease, okay? STDs. Now, remember, you heard it here first. I always invent everything. I'm the first at everything. I do everything first, and everyone else copies, and they get it later. You understand? And I just sit back and flex and smirk like the Amazon logo, right? Anyway, that's what this is. So she caught the shooting 3s disease, herpes, right? That's what she has. All praise be to my creator. So you go from college and then you move up, obviously, to the highest level of competition, and you're 34% pure trash. Okay. So now it's the second year, and it got even worse in the second year. Okay. Because she didn't add anything new to her game, and they figured her out. And then she started to blame it on injuries. Ow, my quad. Oh, my other quad. But I grabbed the same leg as my first quad. So which is it? Right? So wait a second. Let me get this straight. So you injured your left quad. That was the first quad injury. And actually, you didn't tell the team about it. And you made everyone believe you injured it in training camp when you really injured it before you ever got to training camp because you were abusing leg day. They gave you 24/7 access to the training facility. You never had that at Iowa. You admitted that, and you start abusing leg day. Okay, so then you get to training camp and everyone believes that it's the Indiana Fever working you too hard, but you did that to yourself because you had all of that free reign to go inside of that facility and do whatever the hell you want to do, and you abused it. So anyway, so it was the left quad. So she injures her right quad, but yet she holds the left quad, right? So that let me know right there that was cap. That was BS. It's her right quad. Wait a second. The first injury was to the left quad, right? So the second time she injured her quad, she went to the same leg. But at the end of the game, they said it was a right quad. What are we doing here? Like, wait a sec. So last time I checked, left is left and right is right. And you can't confuse the two. What are we talking about here? So anyway, that's cap. The growing is cap too. The growing injury is cap. That's BS. I told y'all what Caitlin Clark was doing. She was playing like garbage and pure trash. And she leaned on these injuries as a scapegoat, as rationale, right? And it was all to protect her brand. All to protect her brand. If Caitlin sucks, her brand sucks. And no one wants to wear merch from a sucky player, okay? Ratings go down, ticket sales go down, merchandise sales go down, endorsement opportunities dissipate, and she had to protect all of that. That's why she was okay sitting out the rest of the season. She obliged. She also paraded herself around like a mascot by design. She was complicit. She was helping the Fever sell tickets. She was helping ESPN and the networks get ratings. She was 1,000% complicit in all of it. And she did her little part by signing a few autographs before every game. And she would jump up and down on the sidelines so the fans and everyone can see her. And you can maybe get some social media content clipping her jumping up and down on the sideline, high-fiving Chloe Bibby. That's what she wanted to do. She was complicit. She was okay with it, you guys. Why? Because she wanted to be out of sight, out of mind. Why did she want to be out of sight, out of mind? Because if she were out of sight, out of mind, you would forget that she's trash, that her superpower is gone, and that she's pure trash. Okay? And that means what? More endorsement deals comes in because we all believe that this is the result of an injury, right? This is the cause of all of this is because of injury, and that's why she's bad. And if you don't see me for hundreds of days, you will forget that Caitlin Clark was 27% from deep. You will forget how bad she was in those 13 games. And then here comes the freaking Nike commercials. Here comes the State Farm commercials. Here comes all of these other commercials and these ads. And she could still charge $100,000 or more to be a keynote speaker, right? She can still go viral on social media because you're thinking about 2023 Caitlin. You're thinking about pre-Big Ten tournament Caitlin. Or the national championship game where she shot 38%, or maybe the LSU game where she was 45%. But you're not thinking about those other games she was pure trash. You're not thinking about her rookie year when she was trash. And you're not thinking about the second year because you haven't seen her for hundreds of days. Okay? And that's what it was. But then it reared its ugly head. So before I go, well, actually, I do need to do that. So let's continue, right? Chronological order. Let's continue. Let's go to her 3-point percentage in her second season in the WNBA. It's getting worse because she's not adding anything new to her game. She's bringing the same stuff back that she had in college. 27.9, right? So Big Ten tournament was bad. It got worse in the NCAA tournament. It got worse her rookie season, 34%. And it really got worse. This is a precipitous drop. It really got worse, 27.9%. 27, and she leaned on these fake injuries that never happened. There was only one injury that ever truly happened to Caitlin Clark. And that was when she injured her quad before training camp. All of the other stuff is bogus, BS. I don't care that they said she did some MRIs or any bogus BS, cap, okay? All of that was fake, all of it. She exaggerated everything. She embellished all of it. It was just all of it. So anyway, so she hid, and she was okay hiding and watching her team lose in the semifinals when she knew she could have helped. Don't you guys remember during the All-Star break, she was jumping on tables, rapping and singing and dancing. She was all over Indianapolis, just having a good time. Aaliyah Boston hiding her drink from the camera, just getting drunk. They probably was smoking a little weed. They probably took some Molly, whatever they did. They was having a good time. This chick all over the stage, jumping on tables, rapping and singing and dancing, jumping off tables. So then, after the All-Star break, immediately after, Amber Cox and them says what? With Stephanie White. Oh, they ran her through all of these scans. She's 100% healthy. Their only concern is conditioning endurance. So, wait, let me get this straight. So your only concern is endurance, conditioning. And you mean to tell me that you couldn't run some monsters, some suicides, some wind sprints, some gassers? You couldn't do some cycling, something to get your conditioning up to a level where you can at least contribute 15 minutes in the semifinals. Just 15 minutes in one game. We only needed you for one game. That was that last game, and we could have beat the Aces. All we needed was 15 minutes from Caitlin Clark. You mean to tell me you couldn't do that? Come on, that's cap. Well, what about the ankle injury? Well, they said when Breon January, Cream and Christmas Kelly made a mistake and stepped on her ankle. Stop. All you got to do is give her a shot of whatever it starts with the letter T. They all use it. Shoot it up with that. Wrap it up. Let's go. It's not like it was a high ankle sprain. We all saw, I think, when Breon January stepped on it, her ankle didn't bend. It was just like, oh, it was painful. But I don't care. It doesn't take you that long for an ankle injury to heal. And it looked benign to me. It looked superficial. Okay, but they made a big thing of it, right? Why did they make a big thing of it? Because Caitlin wanted to make a big thing of it also. They were in tandem with all of this. Why? Because the Fever wanted to keep packing out arenas. The networks wanted to keep getting big ratings. It was good for the WNBA. It was good for the networks. It was great for the Fever. And it was definitely great for Caitlin Clark because she was out of sight, out of mind. And you would forget that she was trash, right? So she was pure trash against the Liberty. Remember, she had 10 assists and 10 turnovers. I think she was 14% from deep or less than that. And she shot like 1,000 threes that game. I'll show you her stats, right? And then she starts to grab her growing. Come on, stop. Cut it out, y'all. Cut it out. Let me get this straight. So you put up 10 turnovers. You had 10 assists, 10 turnovers. You were pure trash from the field. I think she was like 10 or 14% from deep. And then you just start grabbing your growing out of nowhere. Stop. Cut it out. What are we doing? Cut it out, y'all. Right? And so that's what we're dealing with. She was hiding. And I've told y'all this last year. This chick was hiding to protect her brand. That's all this is. And then she had a sickle fans on YouTube and these podcasts and that Fat Booger, Jason Whitlock, all of these other people, All of them defending her and using her for narratives and agendas and all of this other BS and getting into innuendo and all of this garbage. Okay, and that's what was going on, right? Because they need it. Jason Whitlock does good when he talks bad about Angel Reese and other black women. He does good with his views when he pumps up Caitlin Clark. Okay, these other YouTubers do good when they pump up Caitlin Clark, right? And when they could sell you on some BS that Caitlin Clark doesn't have herpes, right? And so if they could sell you into believing that she doesn't have a shooting threes disease, STD, okay, then guess what? Their channel was safe. They're propping up Caitlin Clark. White people love it. Like, yeah, our great white hope is still great. Even though she sucks, all these black sickle fans are saying she's great. Yay, so she's great. Don't give up on CC. Keep propping her up like she's the 2023 CC. And that isn't. Right? So even if you watch Black and White Sports video today, he wouldn't read Caitlin Clark's 6 turnovers. So he goes through her stats. He pointed out that she was 1 of 7. He starts going through the stat line and he wouldn't read her 6 turnovers. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't touch the 6 turnovers. He steered away from that, right? And then he started just laughing it off like everything is okay. And then he showed the 1-3 she made. She was like, oh yeah, I got to show you guys this right here. Bang, from downtown. Right? So this is what they do. This is terrorism. These people are afraid that you're going to unsubscribe, but they also need Caitlin. She's their lifeline. She's the blood for them. Without Caitlin, they have nothing. They have nothing without Caitlin. Nothing. Okay? And so they created scapegoats like Stephanie White. Now I'm starting to hear they're about to do all of this Kelsey Mitchell stuff again. They're already calling her a ball hog and all of this BS again. So now it's like they were attacking Kelsey Mitchell last season because someone said she was better than Caitlin. Okay. They let off of it. Now they're ready to attack her again and say she's ball hogging. Oh, by the way, let's keep attacking Stephanie White. Caitlin doesn't care, right? Because she gets to reap all of the benefits, all of the rewards with these endorsement deals. So as long as her sycophants are out here protecting her on social media in general, she feels safe. And she can keep giving you piss poor performances and bringing in millions of dollars, right? But I'm not done, okay? So that was 27%. Well, let's go to Puerto Rico. Let's go to Puerto Rico, okay? Let's go to Puerto Rico. So let's go to Puerto Rico. Provide me her 3-point percentage for every game she played in the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Let's go. See, I don't want to do just the overall percentage. We're not going to do that. She only had 2 good games shooting threes. Because you do the overall percentage like, well, it looks good. No. We're not doing that. Okay? So it gets worse. So now you have to, let me contextualize this even more for you. She's playing against garbage teams and her teammates are all stars or just great players in general. Some of them are future Hall of Famers. So I just wanted to set that straight. Okay, I wanted to clear that. So it's pretty easy for you to look good when your opponents are pure trash, and your teammates are potential Hall of Famers and all-stars and just great players in general. I just wanted to set that up. Oh, and I didn't even get into your coaching staff, right? So anyway, so she's playing against garbage, Senegal, trash, and boom, 4-5, 80%. Wait a second, against Puerto Rico, 20%. Against Italy, trash, 66%. Only 3 threes, 66. New Zealand, 28% pure trash, 2 of 7. Spain, pure trash, 1 of 5. So 5 games, 2 good games, 3 trash games. So the STDs, they haven't gone anywhere. They're lingering. You can't get rid of herpes, y'all. She caught herpes in the Big Ten tournament. She caught that STD that shooting threes disease, she caught that in the Big Ten tournament, right? And that's the worst way. That negative STD. All STDs are bad, but in basketball terms, she caught a negative STD in the Big Ten tournament, and it's herpes, and it doesn't leave. It hasn't left her. It didn't leave her through the Big Ten tournament. She had that STD, those herpes in the NCAA tournament. Those herpes were still there in her rookie year. Those herpes were just pussing and bubbling and itching and flaring up in her second year to the tune of 27%. And then we move on into Puerto Rico, and y'all thought the herpes were gone because she got some good antibiotics. She started rubbing some different type of cream on it, and it flared up 3 different times. Nasty. It flared up to the tune of 20% against Puerto Rico. And she put some more cream on it, and she took some antibiotic pills, and it went away a little bit. It was 66. She thought she was good. Y'all was like, Caitlin don't got herpes no more. And then boom, them herpes flared up again, 28%. And they really flared up again at 20%. That chick got herpes. Do we need to go to the preseason? So y'all still want to continue this? Let's do preseason. Right? Because like it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. Let's do preseason. Her 3-point percentage this preseason. This preseason, I want to do for all 3 games. That's what I want to do. So let's go. Yeah, because like these people, they are trying to protect this chick because it's disingenuous. If they protect Caitlyn, they protect their channel. If they're critical of Caitlyn, their channel could see some damage. Okay? So they're trying to dress this STD up. They're trying to dress the herpes up like it's not herpes, but it is. Right? And can you imagine if the Fever lost that game? Well, they already set up the low-hanging fruit. That was Stephanie White. So they were going to deflect and take all attention off of Caitlyn and put it on Stephanie. Now, it also, the noises, okay, the message, the warning from everyone else who are clearly seeing that she has STDs, listen, their voice would have got a lot louder and would have made a lot more sense. But the win covered it. The dub, it covered it. Okay? And so they're like, yes, she got the W. Yes, she got some garbage minutes with that late foul by Erica Wheeler and that cheap little layup Dearica Hamby gave her. Or she wouldn't even have 24 points. But yay, thank you, Erica Wheeler, for fouling her, giving her a cheap 2 points. Yay, she hit that bogus 3-point shot. She knew she was 0 of 6. She had to make one. And that's why she shot it. It was unnecessary, but she shot it. Her numbers would have looked even worse than that, right? So anyway, that's why I say they're inflated, right? You got some garbage numbers at the end of the game with that cheap foul, that cheap layup, and you were hunting that 3 because you knew you missed all of your 3s and you needed one. Inflation. Okay, so y'all thought the STDs were gone. They're not gone. So we go to preseason. New York, 20%, 1 of 5. Dallas, she put some cream on it. Okay? And then obviously Nigeria. So the cream was on it. She put some cream on it with Dallas. She put some cream on it against Nigeria. But you don't really count Nigeria. Nigeria is trash. Okay? Nigeria is trash. They're the best team in Africa, but they're trash. Okay? And so that's what that is. So yeah. It looked pretty nice, pretty decent. When she faced a more formidable team, she was 20%. And then, 66, the cream is gone. The cream is working. So let's go to, how many games they played so far? 2 games, the Fever? So y'all thinking that the STDs are gone, right? Her 3-point percentage this regular season Hold on. For both games. Let's go. So y'all thought the STDs were gone because she put up some good numbers against freaking Nigeria, right? Right? Like, seriously, y'all thought, and then Dallas set a bunch of their players. So y'all was like, yeah, Caitlin, the STDs are gone, the herpes are gone. No, herpes never leave, y'all. They never leave. Herpes never leave. You can ask Usher. Usher has herpes, right? Herpes never leave. Some of these YouTubers have herpes. Some of these people on Twitter have herpes, right? So they would know. Ask any of these YouTubers. Ask them all. They probably all have herpes. All of these Caitlin Clark YouTubers, they probably all have herpes. It wouldn't shock me. So they could tell you that I'm being honest here, right? So y'all thought the herpes were gone. The negative shooting threes disease, that STD was gone. Watch this. Game 1, 2 of 9 against Dallas, 22% herpes. It flared up again. Game 2 last night against the Sparks. I mean, pus is just busting all over the place. This chick got pus. This chick itching and scratching. That thing is just red, and she got herpes all over the arms, the neck, the mouth, the lips. She got herpes between the booty crack. This chick got herpes everywhere. When you see something like 14%, that means them herpes just everywhere. They haven't gone anywhere. 14%. And what they would like for you to believe is that was a good game. And that wasn't a good game. 6 turnovers, some garbage time stats at the end of the game, a garbage assist to make 9 looks pretty favorable. That was a cheap little quick assist, a garbage assist, just some garbage time stats, garbage, inflated. A couple inflated points at the end, inflated. What are we talking about here? Right? But they want to dress it up like it was something like they didn't show you how she was getting chopped on defense. Like, they don't want to show you that. I mean, anytime LA wanted to do anything on her, they were able to do it. They just couldn't finish at the rim. But anytime they wanted to blow by her, put her on skates, do whatever they wanted, you can do whatever you want to do to this chick on defense. She's trash. She got 2 steals and playing in passing lanes, which is what she does good. She's a good passing lane player. And she plays good probing help defense. Those are her strengths on defense. But when you talk about on-ball defense, anywhere on the court, she's pure trash. Pure trash. Pure trash. Right? That's what it is. So you can just have your way with her like you can have your way with Kelsey Mitchell on defense. You can do whatever the hell you want to do to both of these women. But that goes to show you that Lynn Roberts is an idiot because she's stubborn. She's like Nate Tibbetts. So when I live streamed, I was getting on Lynn Roberts last night, and I was saying, chick, sometimes you got to slow it down to go traditional. She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to attack the Fever weakness, which was the block. And so she wanted to continue to do her read and react motion, transition, 4 out, 1 in, 4 out and 1, 5 out offense. And that's what she wanted to do. And she didn't want to slow it down. She wanted heavy pace, but they were breaking shots. The Fever get the rebound. They're off in transition. The objective, the whole point is to score before they could set up their defense, which is what the Fever were doing, or you drive into the paint for a paint and spray, which is what they were doing, or you just pull up in transition. Okay, and that's what happened to them. So when you realize that this isn't working, we need to slow it down because their weakness is the interior. So let's attack the interior. So that means NECA has to look like NECA from 9 years ago when she was primarily a back to the basket player in a high and low post, right? A great face-up game in a high post, and she could take you off the dribble and get to the rim. And if you try to impede or contest, she'll hit you with 2 or 3 counters at the rim, right? Or back to the basket, low block, and no one was better than NECA 8-9 years ago at that. Elite. Okay, so you got to go back to those days with NECA because that's the Fever's weakness. And then you got to do the same thing with De'Erica Hamby. But that's not what they wanted to do. She wanted to continue this pace and space BS and play right into the Fever's hands, right? She had an opportunity to get whatever she wanted on Caitlin Clark and to get Caitlin Clark in more foul trouble because Caitlin is going to give you whatever you want at the rim or she's going to foul you. So how dumb is Lynn Roberts to not attack her or Kelsey Mitchell? Kelsey is going to give you whatever you want at the rim, or she's going to foul you. So you could have gotten 3 players in foul trouble, Aaliyah, Caitlin, and Kelsey, and you would have won that game. You would have easily won that game, right? And if you just slowed it down and attacked their weakness, which is the interior. Okay, because Michaela Timpson isn't a good defender. She's just a shot blocker. Just because you're a shot blocker doesn't mean you're a defender. So she can't defend on the perimeter. She can't switch on to anybody of any substance. Okay, and she's a terrible low post defender. Just because you can block shots doesn't mean that you can defend low post moves. And that's not who she is. Okay, so their weakness is the interior. And she is stubborn like Nate Tibbetts and didn't want to do it. Okay, so I called her out in that video last night anyway. So that's Caitlin, y'all. So like they would try to dress up these stats. No, she was trash on defense. So you look at the surface stats and you think she was good on defense because you see 2 steals and a block. No, that's what she does. She plays the passing lane. She got 2 steals from sloppy crap being thrown by freaking Kelsey Plum or whatever. And then they were able to do whatever they wanted to do with her. It's just that they were bricking at the rim. She's terrible. Turnovers, 6 turnovers, that's terrible. And it had nothing to do with offensive fouls this time. Pure turnovers, pure trash. Pure trash. Getting bailed out by the referees. How many push-offs did she have? Her game was so ugly yesterday. Can you count how many push-offs she had? This chick has so many full arm extension push-offs, and the referees looking right at it and won't call it. Why? Because the league said protect the superstars. Let them get away with whatever the hell they want to get away with for the most part. That's what happened. That's what happened. Okay, so sloppy. What does she do? She does the same thing. Every game, she'll begin a game attacking the rim. She's trying to set you up for a fake blow-by. Hezzy, snatch back, step back, all of that. She's trying to fake it, a fake blow-by. She's going to stop with a punch dribble, with a hezzy behind the back, snatch back, BTL, step back. That's what she'll do. Your momentum carries you towards the rim, and she has enough space to shoot a clean 3. So every game, she's been doing this since Iowa. Every game, she begins the game, 8 times out of 10, she's going to run full speed at the rim. Okay, she'll either attempt that cheap 1950 layup, or she'll bounce it to a big, or paint and spray. See someone in a corner on the wing and kick it to him for a 3. Okay, so by her third shot attempt, she's going to get you with a fake blow-by. She's going to drive really hard, right, to the rim and make you believe she's going to go to the rim. And then she's going to hit you with a punch dribble into a step back, or a step back in general, or a behind the back or between the leg snatch back. That's what she's going to do. Your momentum, because she was successful 2 straight times going to the rim, your momentum is going to carry you towards the rim, and she's going to hit you with a snatch back, step back, punch dribble. That's what it is. Or even a hard hezzy, right? And like, that's what it is. Okay. And so that's what she does. And then after a while, you stop falling for it, which is what happened last year. Even the Sparks stopped falling for it. She got a cheap little layup at the end of the game on De'Erica Hamby, but the Sparks stopped falling for it. Also, another dumb thing by LA. Why are you crashing, collapsing on Caitlin Clark when she drives? And so she kicks it into the corner for Sophie for a wide open 3 in the corner. This chick has no layup package at all. She has no adjustment layups. She has no package at the rim. No rim package, no close shot package, no shot at the rim package. She doesn't have it. And you're crashing on her like she's going to jump in the air and do a double clutch reverse layup. Like she's going to jump in the air and do a jelly. That's not happening, y'all. She's trash. And they're collapsing and she's kicking into a corner. So once again, different traits of being a coach. You have coaches who are game managers, great game managers. That's number 1. Number 2, you have coaches who are good on a whiteboard. That's the X's and O's. Number 3, you have coaches who are good motivational coaches. They can pull you out of a funk, right? And then number 4, you have the coaches who are good at prep, right? That's scouting, that's film room, that's in a practice facility, practicing, working on different drills and different reps and things like that. Okay. Some coaches have all 4 traits. Some coaches have 1. Some coaches have 2. Some coaches have none. So Lynn Roberts isn't a good motivational coach. Lynn Roberts isn't a good X's and O's coach, and she's not good at prep. Because if she were good at prep, she would have told them, don't collapse on Caitlin Clark. All right. All you got to do is contest the shot at the rim, and she doesn't have any off ramp. She doesn't have a solution. She just doesn't. She doesn't have a counter. She can't make adjustment layups. She's terrible at it. So you know what she's going to do? She's going to try to dump it off to Aaliyah or Monique Billings or someone, a cutter, or she's going to look to paint and spray to kick it out on the perimeter. Don't collapse. Stay attached to your woman. Contest the shot at the rim. She doesn't have an out. She doesn't have a compromise. She has nothing. So don't ever leave your woman on the perimeter. Stay attached to your woman wherever they are. She'll commit a turnover, or she'll try to throw her shoulder into you, or push off, or flop, or something. She has nothing, or she'll dribble out of it. That's what it is, right? So Lynn Roberts is an idiot, a total idiot. She's poor at prep. She's a poor motivational coach, right? She's terrible with her X's and O's. Man, that's essentially what that is. And clearly she's a poor game manager. That's substitutions, that's minute allocation, okay? That's challenges, that's knowing when to call a timeout, that's knowing when to stop momentum, that's knowing when to get in the ear of the referee, all of those things. That's game adjustments. That's game adjustments. Motivational, speaking to your players, getting them out of these funks that they're in, individually and as a team. Number 3, the whiteboard, X's and O's, right? That's your game plan. That's your strategy. That's adjustments, whether that's ATOs or coming out of halftime. Okay? And then the main one of all is prep. Scouting, film study, and what you do on a basketball court preparing for the games. She's terrible at all 4 at this level. And it showed. Okay? Because why are you collapsing on a woman who has 0 adjustment layups? You collapse and you left Sophie, a 3-point shooter, wide open. These are dumb people. And I highlighted all of this yesterday. And I'm super happy that Lasia Clarendon and Annie Costabile and that other chick that's on the podcast with them from The Athletic spoke about at some point, like, they got to start holding these women accountable and being critical of their game and also being critical of coaches. Now, I was saying this about 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago. I was on YouTube and I said, because people, when I used to have the comments up, people was like, man, you wrong for that. Why are you calling their game trash? Are you real disrespectful to women? These are women in the comments saying this about me. They never heard anyone call women trash before, women hoopers trash. I was the first one to ever do it. And so when I used to have the comments up, they would be in the comments, oh, you wrong for that. You nasty. You wrong for that. You real rude, calling women trash, calling her trash. They were never, listen, women never get booed. Go to college. They don't get booed unless they did something terrible to a player. But when I say booed, I mean what? If you're bricking threes, normally your fans will boo you. It happens to men all the time in every sport, in every league. They get booed. Their own fans boo them, right? If they're throwing too many balls as a pitcher, they get booed. If they're giving up too many runs as a pitcher, the pitcher gets booed. The hitters gets booed. If they're striking out or they're pop fouling everything, they get booed, right? That's what happens. In football, wide receivers get booed if they're dropping too many or running the wrong routes. Running backs get booed if they can't get over 2.5 yards per carry. They get booed. Quarterbacks get booed by their own fans if they're throwing errant passes. If they're throwing inaccurate passes or interceptions, they get booed by their own fans. This is what happens in basketball. If you're bricking too many threes, you get booed. if you're committing turnovers, your own fans will boo you as a man. But with women, women are saying they want to have all of the rights and privileges and everything men have, except when it's time to get booed in sports, except when it's time to be critical of your gameplay, of your style of play, highlighting your flaws and being brutally honest about it. We don't want that. You can call a man trash in basketball, just don't call us trash. That hurts our feelings. You can miss 7 threes in a row and we're not supposed to boo you because you're a woman, because you have feelings, you're emotional and sensitive. Don't boo me. No. I'm booing you. I'm calling you trash. I'm calling you garbage. I'm calling you an STD. I'm calling you herpes because I would do that to a man. So you want to get paid like a man, but you don't want to get booed like a man. You don't want to get criticized like a man. So I pointed this out 7, 8 years ago. Chicks in the comments, you wrong for that, saying she trash. What you talking about? I call men trash. Oh, wait a second. So I can't call her trash because she a woman, so it changes? So wait a second. So you're living up to the stereotype. You're giving credence to the stereotype that women are emotional and sensitive and fragile and soft, which is why I've been pointing out in every live stream, why in the hell would you have all of these freaking fouls being called, making it ticky-tack and soft? You're giving credence to the belief, to the perception that women are soft, fragile, brittle, emotional, sensitive, flimsy, frail, right? And that makes it even more unwatchable. So the belief is that women are totally soft. That's the belief. And now you're going to make your league soft with these calls? Unwatchable. If you're not a 1000% pure women's basketball fan or a basketball purist in general, you don't want to watch this crap. And you're only sticking around because some of these players are now celebrities to you. They become celebrities to you, right? That's the only reason why you're sticking around. What are you doing? It was the dumbest thing in the world. So this league doesn't have foresight and they're more reactionary, right? They're reactive instead of being proactive. So in their minds, they thought it was a good thing to try to be like the NBA when the NBA is losing ratings every year for the last 5-6 years. The only reason why the ratings picked up this year, obviously, in the main thing, I'm not going into how they're calculating and doing all of these things. I'm saying NBC saved the NBA, right? At least in terms of ratings on NBC, okay? But last 5-6 years, the NBA ratings have gone down. Interest in the NBA has gone down. Nike can't even sell shoes anymore with these NBA players, okay? And like, that's what it is. Why? Because it's ticky-tack calls. It's a reality show. These dudes are sus as hell. It's shots at the rim of threes. They eliminated the second level. And to some degree, they've eliminated the first level, right? Because it's rare you get low post moves of any substance. Right, so there's really no inside out anymore. It's pace and space, 5 out, 4 out and 1 transition, 8-8-8. Like that's what it is. It's disgusting. It's ISO basketball. These dudes have no fundamentals. Outside of the dudes that's been in this league for like 10 or more years, everyone else, they don't have fundamentals. These coaches are trash. Man-to-man switch everything. Every blue black moon, you might see a zone. Man-to-man switch everything. Okay, shoot a bunch of threes. Analytics says if we attempt 60 threes or 70 threes, we'll probably win this game. Eliminate the mid-range shot. It's a bad shot. If you're going to get a 2, make sure it's a layup or a dunk, and just shoot a bunch of threes. Pull up in transition, attack them before their defense before they can set their defense. So it's always layups and dunks or threes. So you're watching 48 minutes of a layup contest, a dunk contest, and a three-point contest. That's what you're watching in the NBA with ticky-tack calls and in a freaking reality show because these dudes are more sus than ever before in the history of human beings. Oh, and you're also dealing with complacency and apathy because of how much these people are getting paid. It's called low management. Really, it's just apathy. It's complacency. It's entitlement. That's what you're dealing with. So you get a piss poor product. Oh, and by the way, people are complaining that they got to spend like $1,000 just to watch an entire NBA season for whatever reason, or more than that. It's disgusting, right? And like, that's what it is. So now you want to bring NBA coaches, NBA assistant coaches into the WNBA and somehow make the WNBA the NBA with this new style of play, these new systems. On top of adding ticky-tack calls. See, the men can get away with it because they can dunk. The women don't dunk. You got women who can dunk. They just don't want to dunk. Why? Because women are really self-conscious. Women, they have egos. And so although you can dunk, they don't want to dunk because they don't want to embarrass themselves by catching rim. They don't want to catch rim. They don't want to catch rim with the ball. And so they won't dunk. They'll do it in a layup line. They'll do it in practice, but they won't do it in the game because they don't want to embarrass themselves in front of these fans or national television. The men, they don't have a problem with that. Men miss dunks. They make dunks. It is what it is. Women, they're scared because they're more concerned with how they're going to look. And so this is why you get these 1950 layups. And the only women who would do jellies or reverse clutch, double clutch, the only women who would get creative with layups is Skylar Diggins, Kalia Copper, Olivia Miles, Georgia A. Moore. I can go down the line. It's some, but it's the vast majority, 90+% of the WNBA, they're going to give you a basic right-hand layup from 1950 and a basic left-hand layup from 1950. That's what they're going to give you. You're going to be seeing Sue Bird layups, okay? Just like you get from Caitlin Clark, but you also get that from Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson gives you a basic 1980s standard traditional pedestrian reverse layup. She'll give you a basic standard rudimentary entry level right hand layup from 1960 and the same thing on the left side. This is what they do. Right? So the men can get away with the ticky tack, the reality show, the complacency, the arrogance, the ego, the entitlement. Okay, the missing level of the game, which is the second level. And honestly, the first level is missing too because they don't do really anything on a low block of any substance. They can get away with that type of stuff, right? No complexity, no sophistication with their systems on offense or defense. Everyone is doing the same thing. Okay, see, they can get away with that because they can dunk. They can dunk. You don't dunk. And you don't do jellies. They do jellies. They do all kind of, they do 360 layups. They do reverse 360 layups. You don't do those types of things. Okay? That's why the NBA can get away with it. You can't get away with it because you don't do that stuff. Right? So you can't afford to be a ticky-tack league and run the same type of offense and defense the NBA is running. The reason why women's basketball was so beloved because it was a game where purists can just take out some freaking popcorn and have a good time. I'm watching basketball in its purest state. On all three levels are there. Complexity on all three levels. I'm seeing 17 to 23 different screens. I'm seeing 3 screens ran simultaneously sometimes. I'm seeing practically every low post move, every hot post move, every face up, every sigma move. I'm seeing every damn thing. I'm seeing a copious amount of go-tos to get your middies off and counters. I'm seeing fundamentals left and right. And not just on offense, but on defense. Okay? I'm seeing coaches are chess masters. Chess masters. And I could watch every team and see something different from each team. Purist. Because you were limited with your athleticism at the time. You were not above the rim. So you had to master everything underneath the rim. Now you're trying to be the NBA, but you don't dunk like the NBA. So you're getting away from the fundamentals. It's not for purists anymore. It's for layups, and you're giving 1950 layups. And it's for threes, but you're bricking threes. You want to know how I know? Because the last 2 years in the WNBA, their last 2 seasons as a league, piss poor. The worst 3-point percentage in league history the last 2 years. The worst field goal percentage in league history the last 2 years. Turnovers are up. Fouls are up even before this season. And that's what's been going on. And so you're legislating out complexity and sophistication, nuance. And those creating the conversation, the dialogue around a league are a bunch of trolls and grifters and clout chasers. sprinkled in with some dumb, retarded, racist people or some dumb black people would do anything for clout. Right? And then sprinkled also in there is a bunch of freaking, people with sort of agendas where they trying to pretend to be something that they're not, right? And I was going to say something a little bit more vulgar. I'm not going to do that. But that's going on too. That's going on too, right? And Caitlin Clark is like, hey, I got sycophants. She feels she can go 1 of 7 because she has sycophants. And she knows that her sycophants need her. They can't live without her. Rosalina Lee can't live without Caitlin. She tried. She tried to do women's college basketball and flopped. She said, man, let me get back to Caitlin. She tried to cover other players and it flopped. Man, let me get back to Caitlin. And if I talk about other players, I'll incorporate them in this video, right? That's what it is. Rachel Demeter, she keeps trying to sell you on the NBA and she flops. And then she ends up promoting her NBA video. She's spending money for views. I already did a whole video about that. So you go to Rachel Demeter's channel, you look at her NBA video, she fell off, getting trash views. And then you'll see when she paid for views, and then she thought that paying for views would be good enough, right? She reached 100,000. This is going to be good enough, right? And then she'll immediately do another NBA video after that, 20,000 views, 15,000 views. She didn't pay for that one. She thought it was going to somehow catch on, and it didn't work. And then what does she do? She goes right back to the WNBA content. And then it does good, whether it's about Caitlin or the CBA, whatever. And she said, wait a second, let me do one of these WNBA videos and include the NBA, right? So I could sort of slowly get you used to the NBA conversation, because that's where she really wants to be. That's what she really wants to talk about, okay? Because she feels like she's more lit, more relevant if she talks about NBA versus the WNBA. This is a woman crapping on women, right? But people keep rejecting her when she talks about the NBA. So every now and again, she'll pay for some views for the NBA side, and it never works, right? It never works. And she has to go right back to the WNBA. But her best views come when she's talking about Caitlin Clark. Those are her best views. So where do you think Rachel is going to go? What do you think Rachel's going to do? If Caitlin sucks, she's going to paint it in a way where I'm going to spin this in a way where, I'm going to make you think herpes is a good thing. It's not all that bad. There's medication for it. You can live with herpes. Like, that's what it is. Like, I got to call it out. It's the same with that 9-month pregnant lip dude. It's the same with Jason Whitlock. It's the same with Black and Pathetic Sports too. It's the same with all of them. Every last one of them. Ben Gay Daniel podcast, all of them. Adrian Ross, all of them. Rosalina, every last one of these YouTubers, they made their channel off of Caitlin Clark. Without Caitlin Clark, they have nothing. The only one who could say that she could do something without Caitlin is Rachel, and then you got to go to Black and White Sports, because he could start covering the NFL like he always did, or XFL, USFL, UFL, wrestling, all of that negative stuff he does with that BS. Like, he can do that. Okay, but 99% of everyone else, they made their channels off of Caitlin Clark. So they have to dress up Caitlin Clark like she's good when she isn't. They have to inflate her stats. The win really helped her out. That win helped her out. Without that win, you don't care about the 24 points. You're looking at 1 of 7 and 6 turnovers, and the fact that she was getting chopped on defense. She was getting chopped up on defense. Chopped. And see, now they want to hide it. So if you listen to that podcast from The Athletic, they're going to tell you about it. They're going to talk about it. And I like how Lasia Clarendon brought that up. Matter of fact, let me go there right now. Let me do this right now. Let me let you guys listen to that part. And I'm not worried about it, y'all. Like I've been telling y'all how these people are, man, I'll unsubscribe. I don't care, because I'm going to get it back tonight when I stream. I'm going to get it back tonight 1,000-fold, right? You could never hurt me. When I stream these games, boy, I be coming out with 100, 200, 300 subs. You could never hurt me. All right, let me go back here, and I'll play for you what they said. It's like the hour 16 mark. Yeah, these people, boy, you can unsubscribe all you want. I swear to God, I'm gonna get all that back and then some tonight. I promise you. That's a fact. And when the NFL season starts, when I start streaming all these NFL games, because it's the NFL making you pay an arm and a leg for everything. So me streaming these NFL games, that's love. These other YouTubers, they can't do it. Why? Because they need the money. I don't need the money, so I can do it. You understand? And then you got other people streaming the games, but these are people from other countries, from Nigeria, from China, from Russia. And so the YouTube can't really touch them. They're from Belarus. YouTube can't really touch them. So that's why you will see the Aces game on full display. And you check it out, and these dudes are from freaking Nigeria. They're from freaking Russia. It's ridiculous. But anyway, so everyone else, they got to do box scores. I don't do box scores, right? And they're doing box scores without knowing anything about basketball. So it's like, okay, why am I watching you? You're just saying, ooh, that was a nice shot. Why am I watching you again? You're looking at a freaking box score saying, nice shot? How did she get the shot? What type of screen was that? What type of offense were they in? What type of defense did she score that on? And they don't know. Ooh, nice shot. Ooh, Caitlin with a nice pass to Sophie for a nice three in the corner. Ooh, well, how did that happen? What did the defense do right or wrong? And they can't tell you. So anyway, I think it was like, was it 120? It was, let me see.
Yeah, I appreciate that being the last question.
No. We don't want to get that. So we want to get to Lasia Clarinet. All right. We're almost there. She started at like 116. And for some of you who don't know, Lasia Clarinet used to be on the executive committee in the WNBPA. She was a solid WNBA player. She was a great collegiate player. So, and she transitioned. And I know they don't like me saying she, but they, those are her pronouns, they. So anyway, let's go. Let me turn this up and you can hear it for yourself. Now, I love this because this is something I brought up around 8 years ago. Candace Parker brought it up last year. Check this out. Get out your feelings, ladies, because you will get booed. Let's go.
So now we've taken the deep breath and now we're here, is in order to, yes, okay, we're all level setting. Now we can come from this place of, in order for our league to grow, we need to have this type of criticism now. The X's and O's, the hard hitting, we need to start talking about the fact that X player has not shot well from three for the last 2 years, right? There's some players we call shooters, and I'm like, she's a shooter, but she hasn't shot going on for 2 years, right? It's a pattern. We're not talking about 5 games here. We talk about a player who, cannot go left, or scouting report is make her, I think of Lexi Brown hit most of her threes the other night on that left wing. There's that kind of analytical breakdown stats of make her score anywhere else on the right side of the floor, shooting percentage goes down insanely. Having these type of critical conversations around how good people are on the court is how we grow our league now. It's actually not holding us back anymore. That's what I want fans to know. It's actually holding us back to not be critical. It's doing a disservice to players, to the product on the floor. We just talked about Portland playing New York, right? There's no on paper anymore. We can rip up the paper, we can burn it, we can do a ceremonial thing that we would do, right? We can do all the things that is great for our queer league is okay, we have arrived. So let's start to get to the place. And that's the part I'm really excited about as a point guard, as an analyst, is let's really get into critiquing these coaches. There was a game I was at last year with Chicago versus the Valkyries. At the end of the game, Tyler Marsh told Angel Reese to foul. And I thought Angel had fouled. I later found out it was actually him. He made a coaching mistake. And in that criticism is oh, he's a first-year head coach. that's something like I would have wanted to like write about or podcast about, but I wasn't on the podcast at the time. Was like, oh, and that to me it looked like Angel made the terrible mistake as a rookie of fouling when they were up. They didn't need to foul. Long story short, it was actually a coaching era. Let's talk about how coaches make those types of eras and like what that meant for the team. Let's talk about shooting percentage, all the things. Let's talk about offense and what people are running and the fact that it's not working, or we're questioning why you still have a job because your offense is, rated last in the league. Those types of things I think are really important. And then I think the thing we can do in our league is not just reduce players to numbers, but is still talk about the numbers are really important. Like when I did the ill earlier, because you were like how the NBA literally just talks about it like a contract, like we're slaves, like we're...
Yeah, so that's Lasia Clarendon, longtime point guard in the WNBA. Played overseas, great at college, played at Cal. So, yeah. Anyway. So you heard it for yourself, and I'm happy. And their podcast, it's on YouTube. It's called No Off Season, the Athletic Women's Basketball Show. They got over 6,000 subs. This video is doing really good for them. 2.4 thousand. This is really good for them because this is a new podcast. So this is pretty good for them. And the more they grow, the more views they'll get, the more subs they'll get. And so this is a great thing. But this is something that I've been wanting a long time for this league. Okay, just to be honest. And that's the only way this league will truly grow. And I've been telling y'all this for a long time. Be honest about Caitlin Clark. That's the only way she's ever going to improve. As long as you're trying to hide her sins, Caitlin feels like I don't have to do anything, right? I don't have to really improve because my fans are going to protect me no matter what. Well, she can never get better that way. And so she's coming into the game every season with the same game, right? The same game, right? Her handles haven't improved. Her handles are still what they were from college. Her layup package is still the same from college. She tried to add a floater and it's basic as hell. So at least she's trying that. So she still got to work on the floater. She still doesn't have any shots at the rim outside of that basic floater, but it's really rigid. It's telegraphed. So she's still working on it. So once again, no teardrops. What is a teardrop? A teardrop is a direct shot at the rim. Okay, and you're getting the basketball right over the fingertips of the defender. And it rolls off just like a teardrop. That's called a teardrop. Okay, you can do it with the left hand. You can do it with the right hand. You can do it standing on the floor. You can do it in the air. Okay, that's called a teardrop. That is necessary when you can't get it on the rim. Okay, you have to float it over their fingertips. It's called a teardrop. She doesn't have a floater. She's trying to get a floater, but it's not really there yet. And she only does it with the right hand, and it's telegraphed. And she doesn't do it off the dribble. She dribbles up, and then she pauses, and then she does the floater. So it's not natural, right? It's not fluid. And so that's also a problem. She only has it with the right hand and not the left hand. And it's mainly towards the center of the rim. It's not at the left elbow or the right elbow or a baseline floater, right? Or it's not off the dribble full speed. None of those types of things, right? She doesn't have a runner. Runners are important. They get you out of sticky situations in that mid-range close area. And you drive really hard, right? You may be defended pretty hard and you could slit her through and just pull up right there for a runner. You get in the airs with two hands, you boom, right? And that's called a runner. She doesn't have a runner. She doesn't have a leaner. Sometimes you need leaner. She doesn't have a leaner jumper either. She doesn't have a layup package at the rim, right? So you jump in the air and it's contested and you clutch, or you can double clutch, or you can clutch reverse, or you can double clutch reverse, or you can up and under in the air, or you can hit them with a jelly, right? It's like different. Like she has none of that stuff. None of it. Absolutely. She has no slashing package. She has two slashing moves. A basic, well, okay, I'll give her three, but two of them she rarely does. But I'll be fair and give her three. She has just the basic slash move. You pick up the ball, you take 2 steps to the rim. Then she has what we call a dig, where she gets really low and you bring the ball low to split the defenders, okay? And then she has a spin move. That's a drive spin. But she rarely does the drive spin. You saw that on Odyssey Sims. So she rarely does the drive spin and she rarely does the dig. Normally, she's just going to drive and pick the basketball up and take her 2 steps. And that's it. So, like, you're not going to see a Euro. You're not going to see a hop, a pro hop. Okay, right? Like, you're not going to see those types of things. You're not going to see a swim. You're not going to see a rip. Right? It's so many different moves that she just doesn't have those. Okay. So, and then we get to the dribble package. Now, she has a basic in and out that she combines with a head and neck bobble. And then she'll do that. So she'll go in and out, head and neck bobble simultaneously. And then she'll go from right to left with the crossover across her body. Now, that worked in college, or that will work on Rachel Banham, or that will work on Julie Van Lowe. A weak, or Kia Nurse, weak on-ball defenders. But it doesn't work on everyone else because I told you she needs to work with a rhythm coach, right? She needs to get loose hips. She needs to get loose shoulders. She needs to learn how to dance, how to move. And that's going to help her with her sleight of hand, right? Being able to trick you, make you believe she's going one direction and she's going into the other direction. She's predictable because she's stiff. She needs to work with the rhythm coach, doing unconventional things like constraints-led approach, CLA. Okay, so that's one part of it. That's all she has. So she has a basic across the body crossover, and it's rigid. A basic BTL. That's what it is. Her stuff that she looks good doing is in reverse, right? So that's a punch dribble into a snatch, to a step back, or that's a hezzy into a BTB, or a hezzy into a BTL. Or reverse BTL. Like, that's essentially what that is. Or she'll do step backs, or she'll do some snatch backs, and that's what it is. Or a nice side step. Okay. And so she just really, really basic. She's really, really basic. Now, she does have a okay back to the basket game for guard post ups. It's pretty rigid, but it's something, right? So she can back you up, and she can do an up and under. She can do a drop step. Okay. And then she can hit you with a fadeaway. And that's sort of what it is. So she has like 3 post moves, and that's what it is. And she'll normally try to do those things on small defenders, which is high IQ. That's what you want to do. But she's very limited, y'all. So if she's not throwing these amazing passes, okay, and if she's not making her logo threes, then what's the point of it? You know what that means? That you're watching prison ball. Isn't that what they said about Stephanie White? I'm not watching this prison ball. I came here to see logo threes, and the logo threes is sitting on the bench. I didn't come here to watch these layups and to watch these mid-range shots or these close to the three-point line threes. It's just like prison ball. It's boring. But what did you get from Caitlin last night? When you remove threes from the equation because she's trash, you're looking at 14% right in front of your face. You're looking at 22% right in front of your face, right? So all you got from Caitlin last night was some basic layups. Basic layups at the rim, right? Some basic close shots, some free throws. You got some passes, but you also got 6 turnovers, and she got chopped up on defense. That's what it was. So the irony of it is that you were clowning Stephanie White for playing prison ball and say you don't want to watch because the logo threes is sitting on the bench. Well, she don't have the logo threes right now. She's 1 of 7. She's 2 of 9. So now you're watching prison ball, right? Shots at the rim, middies. That's what it is. What makes her worse is that she's getting chopped on defense. She's getting chopped up on defense. And she still doesn't dive on the floor for loose balls. That's rare. So there's 4 phases to basketball. There's 3 phases to football. There's 4 phases to basketball. Basketball, you have offense, defense, the 50-50 phase, and then you have transition. Football, you got offense, defense, special teams. Basketball, offense, defense, 50-50, transition. She's good with transition. She doesn't do the 50-50, and she's terrible on defense. Offense, she's sus. Passing, you give her a pass for that. Pun intended. Okay? Shooting, sus as hell. We're talking about 27% last season, and her field goal percentage last season, ladies and gentlemen, was what? 35%. 36%. Her rookie year, her field goal percentage was 41%. Ladies and gentlemen, that's terrible. That's terrible, right? Caitlin, that's disgusting. It's pathetic. It's dreck. It's rubbish. It's trash. It's herpes. What you're supposed to be if you're a guard, and you're a guard, a scoring guard like Caitlin Clark, your field goal percentage is supposed to be roughly 45%. Your three-point percentage is supposed to be 37 to 40%. Right? That's your three-point percentage. Your free throw percentage is supposed to be high 80s, low 90s. That's from a scoring point guard or shooting guard or scoring wing. That's the way that's supposed to be. Okay? If you're a scoring point guard and you specialize also, you're equally as good in facilitating, being a basketball distributor, you are supposed to have an elite, exceptional assist to turnover ratio. That means anywhere from 6 to 8 assists to maybe 2 to 3 turnovers. It's not supposed to be 8 assists to 5.3, 5.6 turnovers. Doesn't work that way. That's not a good assist to turnover ratio. I don't care what they tell you. It just isn't. 5 turnovers is never good. 4 turnovers is never good. Coaches from their point guards, they want to see 1 to 3 turnovers. And your assist has to be 6 to 8 or 6 to 9. That's if you're a scoring point guard with the ability to facilitate. You are a respected facilitator, but you are a lethal scorer. That's Caitlin Clark. At least that's what she was labeled as coming out of college. 8 assists to 5.6 turnovers, that's bad. On top of the fact, and I'm going back to her rookie year, on top of the fact, you're 41% from the field and just 34% from deep, that's terrible. And you're getting chopped to pieces on defense, that's just bad. Your second year, you're 27% from the three-point line, you're 36% from the field, you're 5.1, 5.3 turnovers a game, that's bad. And you were getting chopped on defense, that's just bad. This season so far, you're still getting chopped on defense. You're shooting a piss poor 3-point percentage. And your field goal percentage is kind of terrible too outside of this last game. But it's not too good. And your turnovers are up. So either you people got to start having an honest conversation about Caitlin Clark, and she's never going to grow. Because she's entitled. You're doting on her. You're coddling her. You're babying her. And if anyone doesn't baby her, you unsubscribe. You unfollow. You say mean things about them. Yeah, you people are saying Caitlin Clark needs to say something. She needs to speak up. That little fat booger, Jason Whitlock, was like, Magic Johnson got his first head coach fired. And then they went and got Pat Riley. Right, he got Paul Westhead fired. What are you talking about? So he's essentially saying Caitlin Clark needs to say something and get Stephanie White fired. No, Stephanie White isn't doing anything. They'll never fire Stephanie White unless Stephanie White just sucks this season. They're not going to fire her. She almost got to the finals with a freaking makeshift roster. Get the hell out of here. They're not firing her. Not happening. She beat the Sparks, who have a better team, a better overall team than the Fever, and she beat them last night when her point guard was kind of trash. With Aaliyah Boston, pure trash. With Lexi Hall, a placebo. With their first round pick, essentially a placebo. And she still beat them. They're not getting rid of Stephanie. Stephanie shows you that I can make key lime pie out of limes. I can make lemon meringue pie out of lemons. I can make something out of nothing. I can make something from nothing. I did it last year, and I just literally did it against the freaking LA Sparks. With no assists from Kelsey Mitchell and 33% from deep from Kelsey. With trash defense. Caitlin, trash defense, turnovers, piss poor 3-point percentage. Lexi Hall, placebo. Aaliyah Boston, trash. Raven Johnson, essentially a placebo. And we still won that game. They're not getting rid of Stephanie. Now, you created Stephanie to be a scapegoat So you don't have to hold Caitlin Clark accountable because you're afraid you're going to lose subs and views and followers. And I said, God don't like that kind of ugly. And so what did I tell y'all when I was at the Riverwalk? What did I say? You keep playing games like that, and guess what God is going to do? He's going to make the Indiana Fever have a great season, with or without Caitlin. And Stephanie's going to keep being around as long as she wants to be around. And you people are going to look stupid and have to eat crow all over again. You were hating on her last season. I'm not watching that prison ball. I'm done. And then next thing you know, the Fever almost make the finals. He was like, well, I still don't want to eat crow. Let's attack Stephanie again. And Stephanie beats LA, almost beat Dallas with a trash roster outside of her 3 starters, essentially. And then you got that little homosexual Venom dude. Okay, and his penis probably got venom. His balls got venom. His booty hole got venom. His tongue got venom. His thoughts got venom. When I say venom, I mean he dead. He's dead. Like you're listening to a dead man. You're listening to a dead man. That's not a snake. That's a dude that was bitten by a snake. That's a dead man, dog. And he's so weak and pathetic, and that's why he's able to tell you some garbage today and yesterday, attacking Stephanie White. Right? Man, listen to me. New York, don't get offended by this, New York. I lived in New York. I still got family living in New York. You understand? So don't get mad at this, New York. But let's be honest about a lot of New Yorkers, depending on what borough they're from. They're either snitches or gay, depending on the borough. Snitches or gay. There's only really a couple thorough boroughs in New York. You got one borough known for being snitches, loose lips, birds, you understand? Bullhorns, megaphones. And then you got another borough in New York known where you push out a lot of in-the-closet homosexuals. I don't trust dudes from New York depending on what borough you from. If you from a certain borough, I don't trust you. That Venom dude, that's a New York dude. He from one of them boroughs where he's sus and he a sellout. He a snitch. He weak. Anytime you attack Stephanie White because you're afraid to attack Caitlin Clark, you're weak. You're sus. You a whole hoe. You are an entire hoe. And that's how I see that dude. I just found out about that dummy when everyone else was just recently talking about him. I still haven't even watched any of his videos. I swear to God. You understand? The only thing I see is the thumbnail. So I see people mention him in their videos. Then I'm scrolling on YouTube, search WNBA. I start scrolling and I see him. And then here's the thumbnails attacking Stephanie White. Okay, so that's what that is. That's what it is. You click on the thumbnail long enough, you get a minute preview. And here's that freaking New York accent. Okay, I already know what it is with this dude. I mean, everything about that is gay to me. It's weak. It's pathetic. He can only be from 2 boroughs. He doing some gay-ish, right? He can be from 1 or 2 boroughs. That's how I see it. So I'm calling it out. I'm calling it out, man. Like, that's what it is, man. I don't respect none of these people. That's one of them 2K hoes. That's one of them 2K hoes. I start looking at that thumbnail. I think I remember that dude face from 2K, from the 2K side of YouTube. You got some thorough 2K YouTubers, but you got some hoes over there too. You understand? I remember seeing that dude face from the 2K side, like that Scottish dude. I remember seeing his face from some of those 2K thumbnails a long time ago, right? I don't mess with 2K. Only mess with the WNBA mode. But I don't buy 2K straight up. I get it when it's on sale, when it's like $20-something or something. That's when I get it. I don't want to contribute to 2K making money like that because it's a corrupt company. So I remember that Scottish dude. And when everyone was talking about that Venom dude, I start seeing his thumbnails. I'm like, damn, that dude look familiar, dog. Damn, I'm starting to think, I think he used to make 2K videos. Like, he looked familiar. You understand? Like, that's what it is. So knowing how some of these dudes are over that 2K side, them dudes will do anything for clout. And then seeing how the way they make their thumbnails, it's the same formula they were doing with them 2K thumbnails. The same formula, that whole shock surprise look, the in awe look. It's the same. So they put their face on the thumbnail, and then they'll show you a little hezzy image, a little punch dribble, a little green bean. You understand? It is like, it's the same thumbnails they've been doing since 2014. They've been doing these same thumbnails for over 10 years, y'all. You listen, you go to YouTube right now and just search 2K26. You're going to see the same thumbnails. This is the same thumbnails them dudes been doing for over 10 years. And now they brought that over to the WNBA side. The Scottish dude and that Venom dude. And now I'm seeing some other women's basketball YouTubers trying to do those same type of thumbnails because they most likely learned that from the 2K side. Not creative at all. Now, when I'm done with the stream, I'll blow up my thumbnail so people can see it more clearly. Right? I'm the first one to do AI thumbnails. I'm the first one to ever make sure that you're focused, that you know what this content is about. So when you watch this, you will see a cover photo of what this whole content is about. You will understand the impetus. You're going to look at that cover photo and you're going to look to the left, and I'll break everything down on the left and your eyes will gaze back to the right, and you will always be at home base. You will always be at the center point of what this whole discussion is all about. I'm always first. Now, when I talk like this, it pisses people off because they want people to be docile and super humble and all of this stuff because it makes them comfortable. It makes them feel like you're one of them, right? Like, no, I'm not one of you. I'm better than you. I'm greater than you. You understand? I'm not one of you. Like, they all want everyone to be grouped together. And that's jealousy. That's envy. You understand what I'm saying? That's insecurity. They're dealing with inferiority, this inferiority complex. And so when you start being confident and you're being honest about yourself and your capabilities and your abilities and your strengths and your powers, okay, and your successes, right? They don't want you to talk about it in that way because they don't want you better than them. They can't do what you do. And when you talk about it, they say he's bragging, he's flexing, he's cocky, he's arrogant. No, I'm just being honest. I was the first one to start AI thumbnails. What are you talking about? And I'm going to tell you that. I'm the first one to do thumbnails with my freaking signature on it, with my acronym on it. I'm the first one to do that with my initials, my acronyms, my signature. That's me. Now, you can screenshot it, but you're going to see my signature. Then you got to crop it, and you might lose some of the image. It's like, damn, I don't really want to crop it. You're going to know that BAD made this thumbnail. CFWBGOD made this. You're going to know that. You will know that. You understand? I'm the first to do that. I'm the first to use AI in women's basketball videos, not just with thumbnails and cover photos. Telling a story using AI. I'm not talking about what you see to your left. I'm talking about real people moving and walking and talking. The scenery moving as I'm telling a story. I'm the first one to make a film about women's basketball, music videos dealing with women's. That's never happened until I start doing it. I'm the first. I'm going to tell you that. I'm the first one to ever talk about the Upshot League. Oh, and by the way, it's a sellout crowd. You don't believe me? Watch this. They already sold it out. Where you at? Let me go here. Let me go to my girl. It's a sellout. They already sold it out. Sold out crowd, right? So we talking about what? Over 15,000 fans? It's already sold out. Sold out, baby. Sold out. May 15th. Vice Star Veterans Memorial Arena seats what? Around 15,000 people? That thing's sold out. That's sold out, baby. That's sold out. Matter of fact, let me unlike that. Because people be searching the likes to find out what's my IG account. Yeah, like, no. This thing's sold out. You talking about? I'm the first one to ever do Upshot League content. The first one ever. And I told y'all when it get lit, everyone would jump on it. I'm the first one to ever talk about expansion. I was talking about expansion like 9 years ago. And I broke down why you need expansion. Then I gave a remedy, a quick solution, a quick fix. I said, y'all need to increase the roster size to 15 like the NBA and use those 3 spots as development spots. I swear to God. And then Rebecca Lobo blocked me because I called her out in my video. I tagged Rebecca and Debbie Antonelli and Carolyn Peck. And I tagged them when I made the video. I put it on Twitter and I tagged them because I wanted them to talk about it on ESPN I wanted them to bring it up. So Rebecca then goes to Twitter and tweets about it and it mentioned me, didn't give me a nod and made it seem like it was her idea. And I called her out for plagiarism. In the comments, called her out. And then I made a video about how she blocked me. Once I called her out, she blocked me. Chick, I just showed you receipts. I freaking tagged you because I was hoping you and Carolyn Peck would talk about it on ESPN. You stole it, plagiarized, made it seem like it was yours, and didn't want to show me any love. I called you out on it in the comments. You blocked me, and then so I showed everyone how you blocked me, and I made a YouTube video about it. That come from me. Me talking about adding 8 extra minutes and telling you why those 8 extra minutes are important. Not only for the teams to be able to come back in the game, but it benefits the fans knowing that we got 8 extra minutes to come back. It benefits the players knowing that there's 8 extra minutes to come back. It benefits the coaches knowing that there's 8 extra minutes I can divvy out, I can spread out to some of these women who aren't getting enough minutes. And so some of the disgruntled locker room sort of dies down a little bit because we got 8 extra minutes to spread out. Then how it benefits the networks. Those are 8 extra minutes. You can sell ad spots. Networks love money. Now you got 8 extra minutes. You can sell some ad spots. And it's 8 extra minutes that this league needs. So players can grow and develop and get more playing time. And the fans are happy because that's 8 extra minutes. We can come back and win this game. You talking about, man, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this a long time, y'all. And I keep receipts. I got so many receipts. I keep them. I'm the first one to ever get the WNBA into a video game as a whole 12 teams. What are you talking about? That's me. That's me with a connection with the senior producer at EA Sports. That's me with that connection. Asking him about it. He said, but would you play it? I say, yeah. I say, if you're incredulous about making it an independent game, then just make it a mode. Boom, we get WNBA and NBA Live 18 as a mode. Man, stop playing with me. Me reaching out to CBS Sports and Lisa Borders and them and Kathy, reaching out to all of them, trying to get CBS Sports Network. Boom, it happened. And I'm reaching out to them ad nauseum. Religiously, and boom, we get CBS Sports Network. Stop playing with me. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. I got so many receipts. Everything you see on this app that's interesting, that come from me. And I got receipts. Told them that they need talk shows. Boom. Told them they need documentaries. Boom. Said they need films. They need trivia games. They need sweepstakes. They need little mobile games on the app where you can win prizes. Boom. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. I mean, all this come from me. And it never ends. Never ends. Never, ever ends. That's why I be clowning people. But you think you're going to unsubscribe from me and hurt me, you dummy? Just wait till I stream tonight. I get 100 to 300 subs tonight. I'm going to make that up in no time. Stop playing with me. I'll always win. See, that's why I don't like you. Because you said if we unsubscribe, you're going to get it back 20-fold. I don't like that. I don't like that. I want you to downplay yourself. Man, never. Never. Anyway. Caitlin, your cousin said that you used to watch my channel when you were disappointed in me. And of course you watch my channel, Caitlin. I mean, I'm the only one that was ever making YouTube videos about you. I mean, ever. I mean, even before your freshman season began. That's me. Caitlin, this is me. I'm the one who was with you when you only had 6,000 Twitter followers. Caitlin, this is me. Caitlin, I'm the one that was with you when you only had 3 comments on a Twitter post. That's me, Caitlin. That's me. I'm the one that was making content when no one really heard of you and everyone was slurping Paige Beckers. It was Paige Beckers that used to get the thousands of views, not you. You would be lucky, Caitlin, to get 600 views or 800 views because no one knew you like that. But I knew you and I took that chance, right? Caitlin, I remember when you only had 6,000 Twitter followers, Caitlin. I remember that. Caitlin, I remember when you had under 50,000 IG followers. I remember that, Caitlin. I remember that. I remember when you never got 1 million views. In terms of ratings, Caitlin, I remember all of this. I'm making little mini movies about you and Paige Beckers, Caitlin. What we doing? Like, I've been there. So, of course, you watch my channel. Yeah, you were disappointed because you thought I was a Caitlin fan, but I'm an Indiana Fever fan. I've been with them since day one, CC. See, I used to box in Indiana. I used to train in Indiana. I'm an Indiana Fever fan first, Caitlin. So when you start crapping all over the place, I got pissed and I called you out because I want to win. See, we were suffering for a long time. We were suffering for a long time. Losing seasons after losing seasons, lottery team after lottery team. And I wanted to win. I was like, well, damn, we got all we needed. We got the better point guard and she could shoot. We needed 3-point efficiency. This is great. And then you're fumbling and you're stumbling and I'm a Fever fan. And so I had to call you out. I had to hold you accountable. And then your fans didn't like it. They say he changed. No, I'm a Fever fan before I'm a CC fan. I'm a Chicago Sky fan before I'm an Angel Reese fan. What you talking about? I'm a Dallas Wings fan before I'm a Paige Beckers fan. I'm going to call you out. I used to call Kelsey out, Aaliyah out, Tiffany Mitchell out. I don't care who you are. I called you out. Listen, my favorite school is Mississippi State. I've been with Mississippi State before they was ever lit. Ever. And I wanted Victoria Vivian's off of the Fever. And that's my Mississippi State girl. I wanted her gone because she was trash. That's how loyal I am to the Indiana Fever. Don't play with me. Don't play with me, man. Man, she's disappointed. Okay. If anything, step it up. Get you some shots at the rim packages. Get you some better going to the rim dribble packages. Get you some layup packages. Get you some go-to midi packages. And get you a nice little defensive package and we can have a conversation. And I also want you to get you a 50-50 package too, like Lexi. And then we can have a conversation. Right? Anyway, I'm out of here. All praise.